From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina-Navidad. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is calling on Canada's two biggest rail networks and the union representing thousands of rail workers to come to the negotiating table to avoid a looming countrywide work stoppage.
Millions of Canadians, of workers, of farmers, of businesses right across the country are counting on both sides to do the work and get to a resolution.
A phased shutdown of networks at Canadian National Railway and Canadian Pacific Kansas City is already underway. A planned stoppage of all service is set for early tomorrow if no deals are reached. More than 100 synagogues, Jewish organizations, and hospitals in multiple cities across Canada have been on high alert today after receiving the same threatening email. The RCMP says it's working with local law enforcement to ensure locations are safe, and the Federal Policing National Security Program is investigating the source of the threats. It comes amid a significant rise in anti-Semitism in Canada following the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel last fall, and Israel's subsequent military response in Gaza that has killed more than 40,000 Palestinians. Today, hospital staff and Associated Press journalists say Israeli tank and drone strikes in Gaza killed at least 17 people. A new Statistics Canada report says people with disabilities are twice as likely to live in food-insecure households than those without disabilities.
The report used data from the 2021 Canadian Income Survey and found more than a quarter of respondents with a disability experienced some level of food insecurity. That's compared to 12.5% of people without disabilities. The report says the odds of food insecurity were higher for people with a disability, even after accounting for income and employment. The severity of food insecurity ranged from worrying about running out of food to compromising quality or quantity of food to missing entire meals. Nicole Ireland, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
A new study suggests more than half of middle and high school students across Ontario are experiencing increasing levels of psychological distress. Canadian Press reporter Karen Rebo says that figure has doubled over the past decade.
A 2023 survey of more than 10,000 students released this morning by the Centre for Addiction and Mental Health in Toronto found 19% engaged in self-harm. 18% had serious thoughts of suicide in the past year. Lead researcher Haley Hamilton says the data shows that students in grades 7 to 12 are struggling and that more resources are needed to help them.
The weekend will offer a glimpse into the next chapter of his life. The Toronto-raised artist is planning a one-night-only concert streaming live on YouTube from Sao Paulo, Brazil in early September. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays host the Cincinnati Reds today in the rubber match of a 3-game series. The Jays belted 5 home runs in a 10-3 rout of the Reds last night to even the series at 1-1. The New York Yankees look to halt a 3-game skid when they welcome the Cleveland Guardians. And the Milwaukee Brewers look to extend their winning streak to 7 games when they visit the St. Louis Cardinals. Canada has drawn into a pool with Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Panama at the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Pool A goes from March 6th to 11th, with those 3 nations joined by the winner of a qualifying tournament. Al Attles, the Hall of Famer who coached the 1975 NBA champion Warriors and spent more than 6 decades with the organization as a player, general manager, and most recently team ambassador, has died at age 87. From the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina-Navidad.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.